Hello, Space Engineers. Welcome back to Hephaestus Prime and welcome to Fort Rutherford. So good to be back here. Now, I'll talk a bit about what we're going to do in a minute. First of all, I just want to show you around the lift because I've done a lot of work off camera on that. So, yeah, I'll show you around that first. And that's also given me quite a bit of time to think about what I'm doing today, actually, because I do have a slight change of plan. So first up, here is the elevator car, so I put some posters in here and stuff, got the cool button box there, but more importantly I've put this sort of metal mesh around it, so I mean this obviously is walkway on the side, but I reckon that's a really good look. So yeah, now we will go up the top and have a look down the shaft. Might just get some power first. Right. So yeah, we'll head up the top and have a look down the shaft because I've made quite a significant change down there, which I was just really thinking ahead that I was going to run into problems, so I have addressed that now. I did also just move that antenna from down the bottom. I just felt like that was a better spot for it, created a bit more interest. I also finished off this airlock here, so that air vent is plumbed in, but it's hit and miss whether it works or not actually, so yeah, I don't know what's going on there. And just once again put a few, oh, there it goes. Okay, it does work. Anyway, yeah, I need to reassess whether I make this sort of airtight so it keeps the weather out, but anyway, so yeah, I didn't do that much in there, but I've just tied it up around here, again put those grills in. And yeah, really happy with how that's come out. So, but the big change is, I've changed where the connectors are, so that's part of it. And of course, I now have twin rails that go down either side of the carriage? Elevator carriage. Yeah, anyway. So the reason for that is that, yeah, there's just too much wobble and too much sway as it comes up. Even though I probably dealt with the connectors at the back, it would clip on the platforms at the front. So I decided to head that off, and I've set up it with two rails, and now it's real stable. And here you can just sort of see that. Now the other problem I've had is these doors, they are just bugged. That's the problem. So whenever I open the doors at the top, these doors also open as well, on the timer that is. So I have overcome that with sensors that activate when the car's there and a timer to create a bit of a delay. And that's just a bit stuck. And that's on both sort of sides, both levels I should say. That connector there is just a test one, but that's not necessarily where there's going to be a flaw, but it just flies past that, no problems whatsoever. So I did have to take out all my offset connectors, which is a bit of a shame because it was an awful lot of work to put them in there. But then now the connectors are just super easy to put in place, and less blocks as well, so that's good. So we'll just wait for this carriage to come up. Again, really good having that mesh, that grid there that we can just see what's going on. There we go. Awesome. So I don't think it's going to be too much trouble to put in an additional floors. Yeah, it's going to be real easy, so yeah. So let's have a go, I guess. Go down to the operations level. And there we go. You can sort of see the glass floor as we plumb it down. It goes at a decent speed. But yeah, pretty rigid. No real movement there, lateral movement that is. Now it does sometimes overshoot, so I just sort of have to give it another tap to get it in the right spot. Oh, it's done it twice this time, just to annoy me. Yeah, I have sort of got an extra GPS point in there, and yeah, it's just fine. A bit of critiquing there to get that right. So yeah. Anyway, we won't worry about that. It normally works, so don't pay attention to the fact that it didn't work. Right, so we'll head up, and see there goes that other connector, and it's just, yeah, no problems whatsoever, so that's good news, because there will be other levels, definitely. Right, and just to be annoying, this one's overshot. Now this one pretty much never overshoots. It sort of always gets it right first time. So yeah. Anyway, let us just pretend that both those worked perfectly. Alright, so on with the plan of attack for today. I shall just get going straight into it. Yeah, what I'm going to do is be working on this room. Now, I did have quite a bit of time up here in the last sort of few hours off camera doing some stuff. And the intention for this room was always going to be that it was going to be a command center. So a nice, good area to overlook the lake and that sort of thing. The more I've been up here and just thinking about the sheer size of it and what I'm going to fill it up with, I've come to the conclusion that making it a command center is going to be a waste, and that I'm going to put in the living facilities up here. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but yeah, I've got a fair idea. So it'll be multi-level, so there'll be several floors. I'm going to make the sort of gap 2 blocks and then a block of floor. So every 3 blocks up will be a level, and they'll be split up between sort of, I guess, dining, restaurant-y, kitchen type stuff, some facilities, and then of course bedrooms and things like that as well. So, or barracks, I should say. Yeah, so I still quite haven't come to grips with exactly how that's going to work. But yeah, I'll just, I guess, wing it, see how I go. So I'll just start off with one of these floors. I'm going to use the half slopes just along this edge, and then I'll use the 3/4 slope. Just trying to figure out these new blocks here, because now I can sort of go on the corners, yeah. And what I'll do is put some rails along the edge, and then have some seats and tables sort of yeah, along the edge there, so you can sort of sit down and have your meal and look out over the valley and over the lake and the mountains in the distance. So I reckon that'll be real cool. Okay, so that's that edge in. That's the wrong block for that diagonal bit. I'll just get rid of that. I'm pretty sure there's, in these new blocks, there's one that should fit that gap. So it's not, no, it's not that one. That one, yeah, that's the one. Just need to align it right. And then hopefully there's another one to just do the inside edge. Yeah, anyway, hopefully there'll be one there. It's been good, these new blocks, just sort of get these angles right. It was always just so annoying that it sort of didn't quite have the right angles. Oops, as I fall down the hole. Alright, so I shall put in some full blocks in behind this, and we'll get welding, I guess. Going to go through a bit of steel today. So I'm just going to put these rails on, because I want to sort of try and get the stuff that I know how I'm going to do, to do that, and then sort of base everything else off of it. So yeah, I don't have an overall plan of what I want to do. I'm just going to sort of build stuff and let it evolve, and hopefully that will plug in the gaps. I'm reluctant to drill out too much stone, because I actually want to include the stone sort of as how do I say it, as part of the structure of the building, so that, you know, there might be stone pillars instead of a metal column, for instance. Just putting in this temporary scaffolding here for these rails. Yeah, once I get the seats in, of course, that will hold it to the edge there. Just a little bit tricky lining them up. So these are actually on the outside, which means I can put the chairs right up to the edge. Hence why I've sort of done the level, the floor a little bit further in from the windows here, so they don't clash with that. I don't know what I'm going to put on the bottom level. Maybe it's just some couches and stuff. So just keen to get these in now, even if I do end up moving them, because it'll just lock the rail on. The last thing I want to do is cut something by accident and have that drop off. But they're looking pretty good. So I don't know if just a pair like that's enough or whether I need to put another one on, so we've got like 4 seats. But yeah, that's a pretty good spot there though. You get a good view. Yeah. Okay. I'll just put some down the other end as well, I guess. Around the corner there. Okay, so I can clear up this scaffolding now, I think. Yeah, those tables will lock that railing in, so that's good. Yeah, so just putting my thoughts to the command center that I was meant to be doing today. I think that that's just going to have to, yeah, either go subterranean in sort of a bunker style. I guess kind of along the lines of the armory, actually, now I think about it. Or whether I have it somewhere else to get that sort of external view. But yeah, I'll finish this off and see what it looks like. There's also the med bay, which I've got to fit in somewhere as well. Again, that might be subterranean, but I'll just have a look at what sort of outside areas I've got here. Have a bit more, I think. But we'll knock this off and get this done. Now, I've just put some access in before I get too carried away, and I'm gonna, like I was just talking about before, I'm gonna keep that rock pillar there, and that'll just create a bit of interest, I think, and that will get used, replicated elsewhere as well. So it won't be many of them, but I just want it to really blend in with the rocks and work around it, a bit like that, the walkway outside, you know, how it just sort of scampers over, whereas underground in the operations tunnel, that's what I'm calling it, then yeah, that's more just carve everything out and make it fit. But even then, there's still some stone pillars sort of down there keeping the different departments apart. So anywho, this is probably going to take a while to sort of sort all this out, especially since I'm making it up as I go along. So probably I think it's going to be a sped up montagey thing, even a couple of them, just to keep the momentum of things going. Yeah, because there's quite a bit to do. Right, not unsurprisingly, I have absolutely just ripped through the components. I used quite a bit up there, so just give it all a bit of a top up. Use both assemblers, so especially all those construction components and stuff. Few of them. What else do I need? Just grab a few hundred of the computers, and same with the girders, and might just throw some displays in, probably motors as well. Yeah, just to keep them topped up because I don't want to run out. So yeah, so that's all good. They'll just tick away. Plenty of resource still, so still lots of iron, but have used heaps as well. But yeah, so there's plenty of stuff there. Before I forget, might just throw some power cells in there as well. So I like to sort of keep 100 on hand, so if I do want to make a battery, there's nothing stopping me. Right, so we'll head back upstairs, and I'll show you around a bit before we get building again. So I've really made quite a bit of headway, but more importantly I have a bit more vision about what I actually want to achieve. So I sort of have a better idea of where I've headed, because it did start off quite slow. So this is just sort of filling up, but also a nice sort of comfortable place to sit down and relax and look out at the view. They're just a bit tight, those seats on the end. I think I'll just sort that out and just put the long ones in. So just change the colour, just use the Shift P to colour pick. We'll get the right thing. There we go. So I'll just change this one, and I'll change the one on the other end so it's not so tight walking in front of the windows. Alright, so that is that sorted out. So yeah, that's a good little area here. Well, not little, it's quite a big area, but as I say, nice relaxing area. Let us just head, I'll tell you about the conveyor system. So they are plumbed into the back of there, so remember it comes up the elevator tunnel into that vent, and then I've fed it up the back through the wall across the top, and then that goes into the turret, and then eventually I'll link that across and back down. So put some toilets in, so this is our little toilet section. Just close those up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this sort of level hug the wall a bit on this side, and then over the other side I'll have another level probably in between. So I'm actually going to have the middle quite open, and then I'll have quite a high level over here, so I'll have to put the stairs up. And I've kept that rock pillar in place, so I'll actually wrap the stairs around that rock pillar. So yeah, that's how that's sort of going to work. And yeah, I'll put an entrance over this side as well, sort of up the top. And yeah, the floors, the upper floors are really going to wrap around the edge, so it'll only be these lower floors that'll be so wide and expansive. The top ones will be quite a bit different. So now I sort of have that plan of what I'm going to do. It's just how I'm going to do it. So I'll get this stairway done, and I'm going to have to use the sort of these neon things to create a little bit of a bracket to connect them together. If you haven't seen this trick before, so use that and use it on black so it doesn't show up, and that just creates a little connection point that you can pop another set of stairs on, because of course because they're on the edges don't actually meet. But anyway, so I'm going to go 2 flights up, and then I'll put a platform around the edge, and then I'll do 2 flights up the other way, and I'm just going to keep going up quite high actually, I think. Yeah, I'll put this in, and then that'll sort of be the base that I can work off to, yeah, figure out where everything else goes. And I'm going to put I said before, I was going to put a doorway, another airlock up the top, in the top corner, so
again, that will just provide me with a bit of an anchor point as to where I'm going to put things. And yeah, so I'll just slowly sort of start to fill this up with bits and pieces. And I think just for a bit of interest, I'm going to put a couple of landing pads outside as well. This is of course quite a big space to fill, and I don't need all these seats all by myself. So in my mind, this is going to be a sort of public station where people can come and take advantage of the facilities, all those imaginary people. And yeah, so I think that'll look quite good. So what I think I might do is just continue on with this set of stairs, and then I'll get on with the platform and other access and that sort of thing. And yeah, I'll come back once I've done a bit more stuff. Welcome back. Well, welcome back for me, not so much for you. You haven't gone anywhere. I have, though. I've done all the editing and stuff to do with the last little while. I had about, I think,
5 hours footage about that I cut down into those 2 short montages. And yeah, so it's now tomorrow for me. So what we'll do is we've got 5 minutes left, so I'm just going to do something quickly here, and then we'll have a bit of a walk around and I'll show you exactly what I got up to, and then I'll have a bit of a chat about, or have a bit of a chat about what we're going to get up to next time. So what I'm doing in here is just putting in a screen to brighten the place up, so bear with me for a minute. Ooh, they take a bit of resource, these things. I think it's just because my inventory was full. Anywho. Yeah, so it has taken me quite a while to do what I've done, and it's just the sheer size of the thing. A little bit tricky, sort of trying to figure out where stuff went, working with the angles of those blocks especially, but more so just the sheer size of things and how long it took to put all these blocks in and weld stuff up, and yeah. So it's been good though. I'm really happy with how it's come out, and there's still a lot more to do, so this is not going to be a single episode thing. And that's a pretty cool poster. Yeah. No, that's awesome. Alright, so we'll just head down here and we'll start off our little walk around. I'm just wondering whether I can put a poster in here, but I think those blocks are taken up. And those are only half blocks. So no, that's not going to work either. So down here, probably going to put accommodation. So that's further down the track, I think. Then this lift I'm going to extend further up. So I'll talk about that when I get up the top. Yeah, but that's... I quite like how the rocker will interacts. It's quite good. This level here, I've extended these tables, so that's good. I'm going to put a kitchen and sort of in the back there somewhere. So that's the idea there, and probably some more tables, so restaurant-y type thing. Just need to extend that platform across. It seems to be at the same level as that. So, yeah, not too sure what's going to go in there. But that's something I'll figure out as I go, because there's still a big chunk of rock there. And the rock, I'm just cautious about getting rid of it in case I need it. Yeah. Up here, I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with this. Whether I have some sort of viewing area or whether I put in like a boardroom type table. Yeah, I'm not sure. So over here is where the lift would come out. So I'd put in a little platform across the top, and actually that poster is probably in the wrong place because the access would be straight in these blocks here, and then the door is in line with this line of blocks. So yeah, I'd have to take out those 4 blocks there, which the poster wouldn't get in the way of the blocks, but would get in the way of the platform. Okay. I have to have a think about that. Right. So what else? So outside, well, actually before we get outside, I've done this airlock here. Actually, before I go in there, I want to show off this because I'm really happy with this. This I'm quite proud of. These stairs going around this column. Yeah, that's the sort of look I wanted. Yeah, so sort of blending in with the natural resource, and yeah, just wrapping around, and sort of matches the look that I've got outside. And you'll notice that all my railings are all red up here, whereas the yellow down in the operation. So it is quite a different zone and a different feel. In here in the airlock, that vent as well, and just re-plumb the conveyor system. And then I've got the platform out here, which I'm probably going to replicate this in other places. So I've got this one here, and this is like my public platform. This isn't necessarily going to be used by me. I do just need to link up the walkways down here, so I don't know how I'm going to do that or where that's going to go, but that'll probably be an off-camera thing that I'll just have a bit of a play with that. Then over here I'm thinking of another couple of platforms, and so these are just ones that'll be useful for me, but I won't be parking things here permanently. It'll just be a place that I can come. It'll be a good actual sort of lift-off point for the orbiter, because I use about 10% of its fuel just getting out of the tunnel. In comparison to actually getting into space, doesn't use hardly any at all. So yeah, I'd put a couple there, and yeah, I've got a few other plans. So it's actually worked out quite well that it's not the command center up the top here, and I'm really happy with how it's all shaping up and coming together. So yeah, busy day. hopefully you enjoyed that, and yeah, I didn't squash too much into such a short period. And with that, that's enough for today. So thanks everybody for watching. Hope to see you again next time. Stay safe out there, everybody. Have a good one.